I'm happy that we have another young Indian with us as part of the Voice of the series. Hello, everyone. Good to be back. Right now, we have with us Vrinda Chadha. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Vrinda.
Thank you so much, sir. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself a bit so that everyone knows that who I am, and then I'd like to share some thoughts that I have about various things. Okay. So my name is Vrinda Chadha, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in economic honors with a specialization in trade and finance. So if I begin with my introduction, so I would like to tell that trade and finance is a very specific field which I chose, but I wasn't even sure about that before 1 year. So in just a couple of, you just get hooked up to some subjects at times. That is what happened with me in the past 1 year when I was pursuing my graduation. And I just studied international trade, and that too by a coincidence. I got that because I wasn't allowed to take public economics as a combination with applied econometrics. So that was a by chance that I took a subject international trade because that was the only option that I had left to take in combination with applied econometrics. So it was once that happens with someone that they're not even interested in something and they just are forced to do that, and then they love it so much that they just choose it as a subject to pursue. So that is what happened with me, and I chose international trade. I didn't choose international trade in the beginning. It was like forcefully given to me, but then I literally fell in love with the subject that I'm literally pursuing it as a major uh, now in my masters. Apart from that, so with this one thing I really wanted to convey to everyone: please try new things that you think that you won't even like or you're not even interested in, but you at last eventually you might end up loving that thing. uh, so we should always go with the flow, and hit and trial always does may or may not work for everyone, but it does work for some of the people. Also, I would like to talk about the fact that nowadays people have various options available, but still they are trying to just they think about the fact that I want to do this and that, and then they constrain themselves. So about the fact that um, I did I would like everyone to just go out and try some everything, every field like content writing and researching. And I'm telling this by my experience that I did various internships in my undergrad. Like I did one for market research, I did for data research, I did it in I even volunteered for some UN organization called Girl Up, where I did various projects with them. But then eventually I've learned the fact that when you try various things, then only you could get to the fact what, and you can decide that what you have to do. So at present, I'm more inclined, and I have developed a taste in data analysis and visualization. I have understood the fact that how important data is in our day-to-day life, and how such small data can be used to and transformed into big things. How just small data are, they are just facts which we transform, and everything works on that. It's a basic thing from which we move on to various things. It's just a building block of everything. So I'm also currently working on learning data analysis and interpretation. Being an economic student, analysis is one of analysis and interpretation. These two things are the most important soft skills that we learn, or actually we learn how to apply them. So it's just that I really feel like everyone, like nowadays, people don't even, they just see what's the high paying job or what's trending, and they follow that. I guess everyone should rather choose the field that they love. And I really want to talk about this because I have seen so many students in my college where they are doing things like only because most of the students are there who got jobs, who are willing to do the job, but they are still in the college pursuing masters because their family didn't allow them to. That according to them, complete this masters, then do the job. So I guess everyone should follow what they think is right for them. Obviously, what the parents say and the family says matters, but eventually we should end up with a decision that we can make peace with.
Mm-hmm.
If you are doing masters and you don't want to do that, so I don't think so. There's a logic in doing a subject and studying something that you don't want to. If the person studies that after a year or two of working because they wanted to, and then they study, then they can give like a 200% of their output than what they are going to get now. And also, like, I have got to stage to talk, so I will also like to give a special emphasis and thank my grandfather. Like,
Yeah.
he has been a very big support to me. No,
Yeah.
only the grandfather. Actually, I lost my grandmother when I was very small. I was very young. So my grandfather is the one who is the one, everyone has that one person to whom you go to. For me, that's my grandfather. Like my mother, father, both of them are working. And my elder brother is just 1 year elder than me. So he was the only one who, saw us grow up and do everything for us. When we came back home after school or anything, there was no one at home rather than my grandfather. So anything happens, like till now, anything happens, I'm like, Daji, you know what? This happened. Like he'll be the first one to know that anything happens in my life.
Yeah.
Like whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
He'll know everything about my life.
Yeah.
So the importance that my grandfather holds in my life is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think so anyone can even relate to that much. Like I had this interview sort of with Vidped, a line, and the first one whom I asked, like, this is an opportunity that's coming up, I should do it or not. Like I went to him, he was the first person to know, and like, हाँ तो करो ना. So it's like that.
Yeah, good.
So like I have
Please
got the
thank him.
opportunity, so I've
Please
really
thank him on my behalf. I'm also a grandfather these days, so I relate to it. Please thank him.
yeah, obviously I really just randomly just go and thank him, like, दिन बना दिया आपने बात करके. Randomly I just go to him and just tell him that पता इतनी थकी हुई थी and then I am talking to you, अब मस्त लग रहा है, now I can just go and study.
Right.
So I randomly just go and talk to him and he's waiting like, अब क्या बोलने आई है बोलो. So it's like that, he's always willing to listen to me. He's bored,
But
I am there to speak, he listens. He listens
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
So I guess if you get the opportunity, you should thank them. So I thought, why not here as
yeah.
well?
Please, let's do it. Yeah, good. Go ahead now. Let's continue.
Other than that, like, if I just focus on the come back to the track and talk about the subjects and everything. So I guess at present, economics is what my life is about. Wherever I study, anything I move on the road, anywhere, just see economic phenomena happening around, and you switch on the news everywhere. Economics is everywhere, I guess.
Hmm.
So that's all about me right now. Economics, studying economics, visualizing things, understanding, noticing random economic concept happening in day-to-day life. I guess that's what has been my, day-to-day journey nowadays.
Could you share one of these random things that you observed and felt it was economics?
Yeah, sure. Like my college is 1.5 hours away from my home. So
Yeah,
I have to travel for 1.5 hours in metro.
yeah,
So randomly you are sitting and you realize that like 2 days back my class was not on the same time that it usually is. It was around 11. You just realize that how monopolistically they have, you know, set the pricing. Like it cost me 36 rupees around to reach to the metro station that I have to
yeah,
when I go normally around 8 o'clock. But when I had my class at 11, I went late. I went at 10 o'clock. So then it was charged 32 rupees. So I realized how they have, divided the use the monopoly, uh, price discrimination in that, and divided the price depending on the how much frequency and the use of the metro is.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the basic phenomena of economics, that basic concept of economics that they have used and applied there. Price
Yeah.
discrimination that we have studied a lot, but
Yes.
actually put so much focus on,
Yeah.
like in general.
Yeah.
So it just randomly hit. When you just go through LinkedIn, you're sitting, you're watching something in metro, then things do come to your mind. You're just sitting idle, things come to your mind. You realize, oh, this is where economics was applied. This is
Yeah.
what I'm studying, and this is how I can apply in the real life.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So can you tell us something you have figured out in international trade? Because that's your passion. So let's hear you on that.
Yeah, like in international trade, the like recently we have realized the fact that because in India has during the time of Diwali, um, because the PM or our PM Narendra Modi ji, he has told everyone to focus on the Indian made products, the handicrafts, everything that you should make in India. He's promoted it so much. Then I realized the fact that how it has affected the international trade, like the trade, mostly the product that were consumed during Diwali were Chinese products, like Chinese lights. People were shifting a lot from diyas to that water diyas, the that work with the cell. Those all were Chinese products, but because of this random campaign that PM started, Make in India, and encourage everyone to use Indian products, there was around 1,000 lakh of lost to China because of that. So I realized that how a simple campaign, like a campaign by some renowned person or some small things can affect the international trade at such a huge level. And because of so much loss to China, its GDP, a very large share of China's GDP is has it includes it comes from imports and exports, and out of which the part of imports is very less for China and the exports are enormous. And the the peak Diwali time, the number of imports that India has from China, that's too much, and that forms a very significant part of China's GDP. But because of this campaign, such a huge amount of loss to China, and um, so much like uh, increase in sales of the people of India. Like that's literally transformed the international, like affecting the trade. There are other phenomena as well that is impacting the international trade, like the Russia and Ukraine war. So I realized that the international trade, people think that trade is all about imports and imports. Rather, it is getting affected by each and every decision that a single country makes. So, because of globalization, the impact of one country on all other countries is so huge that you just can't separate yourself, and you have to have strong policies for international trade, for having good relationship with not only your neighboring countries but also the rest of the world, all the world economies, because you are not only dependent upon yourself now. Self sufficiency is important, but also the interrelationship that countries have among each other now. The international trade has become of so much relevance now. International trade, international relations, the relevance is increasing at a very high pace as the globalization is increasing.
Okay. Wonderful. So you are actually learning something you think is relevant to your life or to the country.
Yeah, I guess I am, but
Okay. All right.
I'm
Anything
yet to discover a lot of things right now.
I'm sure. Yeah, okay. You are still first year student. Okay. Yeah, okay. Anything else you want to add here?
Not actually,
Sorry?
not actually. I guess this is what I love. I like international trade a lot, but not it is relevant to everyone present and everyone, would hear this.
Okay, anything else you want to add here?
I would really like to thank you for giving me this opportunity here, that I am able to, get a platform where I can actually uh, tell people what I feel, what thoughts I have, thank my,
Okay,
parents, my grandparents, and say anything that I want to,
okay.
rather than listening to the webinars. We always just attend the webinars and see the other person speaking. And I guess it's the first time ever that I have seen such an initiative where the, young people are
Well,
speaking.
we had an internet glitch, but we are back, and Vrinda will continue where she had left off, talking about this is the first time that she has felt free to talk. Please continue, Vrinda.
Yeah, so I was talking about the fact that how I have only attended the webinars and been on the other side of the laptop, just sitting there and listening to others, and getting this opportunity to just a role reversal thing that's happening. I am the one speaking over here, and someone much elder and much experienced is listening to me rather than me listening to the other person. So it's like a reversal of the roles that happening, and I have not actually seen that happen anywhere till now. So it feels like highly encouraging and motivating, and at the same time getting a platform to keep my views and tell what I think is the right and what I think might help others. So that's a very nice feeling, I guess.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I have now decided to build a little bit on that and say to every young speaker that if you want to organize a digital event, you are a first year MA student, you have 2 years, you have 1.5 years to go. If you want to organize a digital event of any kind, then please, you can use my Zoom channel. It's paid for, marginal cost is zero. And you can use my YouTube channel to record it and place it there, because just talking to me, it's a good start, but talking among yourselves in an event that you have organized with your own guests, whomever you want, and making it legitimate, so to speak, that's for me the next step. And I've told that to many people. And I hope you also think about it, that look, what is it that I can do in my own initiative? And I'm not saying you choose this topic or that topic. It's as before, it's free. You organize your topic, you do it, and we will make it happen so that it's not just talk, it's actually action. All right. Okay. What's your future?
Yeah. Can you please repeat the last?
What's your
What did you just?
future? What is your future? What you are thinking of doing after your MA?
Yeah. So I guess right now I'm thinking of just exploring the subject that I am interested in, and then I'll focus on. I'm still learning data analysis and visualization along with my master's degree. So I'd like to go in the field of data analysis, go in some MNCs or some, if I develop interest in research, so I'll rather uh, go to some research center where I can use my data analysis skills and visualization skills along with the research, so that both the combination of these skills I can apply them and do something good for me and for the country as well as a whole.
Okay.
So I like to do that.
Wonderful. All right. So let's end it here now today, unless you want to add something. But then, other than that, let's end it here, and maybe we'll catch up with you 1 year to see where you are, or maybe you've organized some event in the meantime. Anyhow, I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then. Bye, everybody.